So what well, because in space there's not like air cooling. Jet doesn't work. Let's drive a communicatron on the back of this. We are going to try and make it somewhat aerodynamic so that we can, you know, talk. Whereas this is a pointy version. We don't necessarily want the pointy version, we want the non-pointy version that can at least, like, you know, talk to the Space Center. And at some point we're definitely going to want to look at getting some communications networks set up. Alright, what else do we need? We already have the parachute. Let's mount a radio drogue. So what this is going to do is, when we're coming in, this one will deploy at a higher altitude and slow us down. Now let's come over here to aerodynamics. We're doing fins. We're going to go with the 4-fin for the bigger rocket because I think it's just going to be a little bit stabler. And that does not hurt us. So this is now the Canaboom 2. Aren't we special? Moving up in the world. Alright, crew. Well, Jebediah is pretty good right now. He's probably a little tired from the last flight, but it'll be fine, That's right, so functionally he landed and then basically got lifted out of one spacecraft and thrown into this one and told, okay, you're ready for round 2, and he just kind of gives us this gurgling sound of, oh my god, what just happened? At some point we'll figure out what to do with these, but we'll figure that out later. Alright, Canaboom Mark II, ready to launch. Alright. Stabilization Assistance System, that's what SAS is. Because that's Rocket Control System. Yes, I know you'd think you'd want RCS on as well, but RCS are little thrusters. They're designed so that you can do things in space. But I don't think we're going to space today. I mean, we're pointed the right way, don't get me... Ooh, that's cool looking. We're pointed in the right way, don't get me wrong. But... look at the size of the launch pad, look at the size of the rocket. I don't think we're going to space today. Anyway. 3, 2, 1, launch. I like the little poofs out the side. We're definitely going. Now this one's not burning anywhere near as hard as the last one did. But then again, we're also carrying a much larger amount of stuff. Although, that having been said, this engine is also a bit more efficient. What is that? Okay, that's like re-entry level heating that happened there. We got almost up to 1 kilometer a second on the way up. That's kind of insane. Hi, Moon. Alright, well in that case, let's kind of tilt this thing. Oh, we're in the upper atmosphere now. Let's go ahead and observe the mystery goo. It seems to be getting very cold now. Well, yeah. Let's log the pressure data. Oh yeah, I should have done a lower altitude pressure scan. We'll do that when we get to aircraft. The aircraft will handle the low altitude stuff. For a lot of like the temperature and pressure, because those are all going to end up getting less than... Ooh, yeah, turn the light on. That would help. Crew report. For atmosphere. Yeah, cool. Alright, turn off the flight stabilization system because it does take power, and we do have a very limited supply of power right now. If you look, see it bleeds power. Which is fine when we're on the ground, but... Space... It's less okay. Alright, let's go ahead and tilt the spacecraft. And go for engine detach. Drive core detached successful. Prepping for potential re-entry approach. Which means we want to be pointed nose up. Go ahead and use the SS system again for a second to keep us from rotating, and then de-enable. Alright, so it's just going to kind of drift over that way, because we're now falling again. If we look at the map. Yeah, no, we did not make it into space today. Definitely got close, though. 46 kilometers is nothing to, like, scoff at. Okay. That was where the flight stabilization system becomes kind of nice. Alright, so we're going to just try and hold it at... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna cast lock because that lets me use precision controls. So you can see these turn blue. That means the inputs are now worth, I think, half or a fourth what they otherwise would have been. Oh. That was an orbital velocity. No wonder why it was stabilizing to here. Oops. It's actually really nice to know that I can switch between orbit and surface. So that's your relativistic frame, I guess. Well, let's throw out our drogue chute while I'm thinking about it. Well, I hit that button for it to deploy. There it goes. Because that'll increase our drag a good bit, which will be good. Let's get down to about 300 meters per oops. Well, it's fine, it's fine. It didn't rip out of the spacecraft. We're good, we're good. See, I told y'all it'd all work out. I didn't do an EAV at high altitude, but that's because when you're up that high, it starts getting difficult to judge where the arc's going to be. And you really, really, really don't want to get sucked off your spacecraft. That's a big, big no-mo. No, no, not no-mo, no, no. You do not want to get removed forcibly from your spacecraft ever. So that 3.3 kilometers, that's the difference that the little jettison made. If you look off in the distance, you can kind of see it coming down. I hope it doesn't hit anything important. Yeah, because there's its shadow. It's kind of it's kind of creepy sometimes watching the shadow in an object and then they meet and it explodes. It's just boom. But what fun is that? Alright, so we're now at low altitude, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the drogue chute. And we are good. I'm going to go ahead and time accelerate a little bit so that we can get down to, you know, the water quicker. Da 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 da. It's slowly spinning. I'd get dizzy. Anyway. Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there. You can see the Space Center from here, though, so it's like a short swim and a jog away. Jebediah, you've earned yourself a little bit of a break, bud. These flights went well. This was a 7-minuter. Smash. And splashed out. Recover vehicle. Yeah, I know, the webcam kind of freezes when I hit that button because it takes a lot of processing to figure it all out. See, this time of recovery of a vessel that survived a flight was not worth anywhere near as much. Temperature scan from upper atmosphere, upper atmosphere, upper atmosphere. Good. Got another 32 science. Now we're up to 40. You didn't gain any XP. I wish I knew how XP worked. So I could, like, manipulate it and take advantage. Alright, general rocketry. Seems like a good idea. Get us better engines and fuel tanks. And we're going to need stability at some point, so let's go ahead and do that. So we have 2.8 science left. The next thing we want to get is probably basic science and then rush electronics. Because electronics gives me solar panels, which are important for all the things. Well, the other theory is I could go for aviation and do jets. Those are the two directions we could go in from here. And we will see how it goes. I'm personally thinking communications are important because basic science gives us these basic high gain antennas. Now what these do for us is they're basically a 5 billion kilometer communications relay. But it's also combinable. So if I put like 4 or 5 of these things on this thing, it would in theory do better. A short-range, dual-purpose communications antenna that can either handle direct communications or relays. So this is going to be a relay satellite for the short-range communication networks, just kind of encompassing Kerbal. And then from there, eventually we'll get precision engineering, we'll get the high-gain antennas, at which point we can start playing the game of long-range communications. I'm just looking down the tree a little bit. Ooh, ion engines. Ooh. Ion engines are fun. Anyway, there's also nuclear rockets, which are going to be fun as well, because nuclear engines are really, really cool. But, anyway. We have science to do! Okay, so we've done the lower atmosphere, we've done the upper atmosphere. The next logical choice is to make it to space. Which means this needs to, that drive system just needs to get scrapped. This is no longer going to be a can of boom. This is going to actually be a legitimate spacecraft. Well, first things first. Let's make sure, yeah, the science package is still fine. So go ahead and just strap the decoupler on, like that. Now we need a package that'll get us to space. Sorry, guys. Well, it's a miniature fuel tank, built to be even more adorable than its bigger brother, the T200. Handled quickly and with care. Then there's the FL T200 fuel tank. The T200 tank had some difficulty being accepted in the spacecraft engineering world because most rocket builders had trouble overcoming their urge to squee at the cute little fuel tank. This initial reaction was put aside when the amount of fire explosions in assembly areas became high. Strict guidelines were put in place to prohibit teasing the fuel containers. The T200 tank is now widely used in several space programs. It does a remarkably good job if assembled politely. And they come from Jebediah Kerbin's Junkyard and Spacecraft Parts Company. Not sketchy at all. Not at all. Actually, let's do a multi-stage system. So, upper stage. We're gonna have 2 fuel tanks. I guess we're stuck with a Reliant engine. That thing's huge. Okay, if I'm willing to commit that much space to a rocket engine, we're having at least 3 fuel tanks. So that's going to be the upper stage space today part. So we're going to have to pull this thing up a little bit. Yay, giant cranes. Winter owl. Alright, let's go ahead and get a decoupler. And now we're going to have a lower stage assembly, which is going to consist of stack of at least 4 of these things. Well, hang on, let's think about this. So each of these tanks have a mass of 1.125 tons. These are literally exactly half. So, or 1.125 T. I'm assuming those are tons. Although I'd have to look up the exact conversions of tons to kilograms to do a lot of this math. So herein we have a spacecraft that's going to have 1.2. We're going to just round it to 1.2. So, because I'm assuming this is probably fuel weight, but I'm not sure. 1.2, 2.6, well, 2.2, 2.4, 3.6, and then you throw this engine on, which is another 2.2. So effectively, so this is a 4.8 ton upper stage. Actually, we'll just make it 5 because I don't know what this weighs. So we need that on the bottom because it looks cute. And on the top too, so we can differentiate the stages easy, because that looks better than that. And then on the bottom we're going to put a Reliant engine. And then I'm thinking we use solid boosters. So let's go ahead and strap a pair of solid rocket boosters. Because we have the Thumper solid rocket booster, which is brand new, big, powerful booster. On either side, under aeronautics, put an aerodynamic nose cone on the front, so that this is somewhat aerodynamic. And this is actually starting to look like a real rocket. Kind of. Kind of. Now, I'm going to take advantage of this as a launch subassembly, and we're going to save this as a subassembly. Hello, Kerbal Orbit. I'll launch. Light launch. Platform. Beautiful. The LKO LLP. Should work without a hitch. And then we have the upper stage, which is our orbital operations module, basically. Yeah, that looks kind of odd. Hang on. Whoa! No, bad. There we go. Better. Much better, actually. The only difference is we want it to tilt that way. There we go. So we're going to go, and we're going to go that way, downrange. That is the plan. I'd bring this down towards the ground a bit. Oop, that's through the ground a bit. There we go. Yeah, it's starting to look like an actual rocket. The actual rocket ship won. I'm not going to put the one in the description. There we go. Save. Alright, light that engine up with that one. Alright, let's see how she flies. I picked the wrong time to itch my nose. Alright, flight stabilization system. Now, the throttle does mean something now because we actually have a liquid engine. Oh, I left Jebediah and oops. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Yeah, let's start at 1/3 throttle-ish for the liquid engine. Because I think these solid boosters are going to give it a lot of oomph. Alright, let's go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. Alright, so it looks like we're right about 1 g of upward acceleration. That's fine. Don't need our dynamic pressures in the lower atmosphere to get too high. That'd be a problem. It's tilting the wrong way. Cut the solid booster loose. That was unfortunate. Alright, let's start our gravity turn. Because we're looking to make it into space today. Oh, old habits are bad. Oopsie. We wanted to tilt that way. Oh, that wasn't exactly what I was looking for either. How about this way? Sorry, I'm really bad at gimbals. There we go. Because you see, we already have a little bit of orbital velocity on account of the rotation of Kerbal. Alright, Alright, so we're going down the 90 line.